Thought I would just share this encounter I had with the Lord today, where I turned on some worship music, getting ready to go to church, and which that just led into me kind of talking to the Lord, which led into me just worshiping the Lord. And next thing you know, I'm in the shower and I'm still just listening to the music, and I'd listen and worship and listen some more, and I would just feel the presence of the Lord, and I'd get overwhelmed with crying, like just tears of release, and then laughter of the awareness of how good God is and how He's taking all this stuff from me that I feel myself carry, but I don't know what it is. And I just could feel Him taking my burden from me. And it was just almost like it's almost like, I'm sorry I'm carrying this. And He's like, I got it, and take it from you at the same time. And one thing that I realized, and the reason I wanted to record this, was I don't go to God often enough and tell Him how scared I am, how afraid I am. And I had this dream last night that led to some other thoughts this morning, and just I'm in the shower, next thing you know I'm on all fours, and I'm just crying so hard that, and laughing at the same time, that my abs are kind of getting sore and I can't breathe, but I don't want it to stop. And I'd rather feel like I can't breathe in that moment than get out of that moment and walk away from it. And I'm just laughing because it's just so funny to me, and it feels so good for Him to take away all of this stress that I'm carrying. And I just find myself saying, God, I'm so scared. I'm just running to fear. I'm running away from fear. And I'm just so scared, and I just feel the Lord just saying, no, James, you're running towards it. You just keep running towards it. That's what you do. You're just running towards it. You've never let fear get behind you. You always run towards it. And the way we deal with it is by telling Him, God, I'm afraid, but I trust you. And I'm scared, but I'm going to go towards it, but I trust you. There's so much stuff in the world and everything to be scared of. And there's just a million things. I mean, you get so tired of everybody saying the world's going to end when you're literally scared because you feel like the world's going to end. And you start thinking about your loved ones and your son and this and that. And that's a lie. Fear is a lie. Because the presence of Jesus, when you're in it, there's nothing better. There's nothing better. The end of the world could explode. You're in the presence of Jesus. You wouldn't even notice. You'd understand. Anyway, good encounters with the Lord. They're available to us all at every moment, at any time. And sometimes it's hard to break through to it because you're trying so hard instead of receiving it. That's where worship music really helps sometimes, to put you in a position to receive. And I think a lot of times to get in that position too, it's just honoring God, who He is. He's God. Just remembering who you are, that you're not. Just saying, God, I love you. I'm here for you. I'm scared. I'm gross. I make bad decisions that keep me from you, and but you love me anyways, and I receive it. I'm here. I just honor you. Even if in that moment you might feel bored, you might feel distracted, you just honor Him. Even in that moment you might feel afraid or sick to your stomach or anxious or dizzy or lightheaded or depressed or whatever it is. You can still raise your hands and say, I don't care. I don't care what I'm feeling in this moment. I worship you. And you may not feel anything other than the way you are feeling. But what an honor to God to be like, even though my body isn't responding, I worship you. I lift you up. I honor you. You are my God. I don't need my body to respond. I don't need a reward from you right now to tell you how much I love you and how much I will worship you, because you're my God. I don't need anything from you, but I need everything from you. And I worship you despite the way I feel. because He's so good to reward you anyway. He just touches you and lets you know that He loves you and you're in right standing with Him. And there's nothing to fear when you're in right standing with God. We were created for it. We were created to be in relationship with Him. And when you do get to feel you're in relationship with Him and you do get to sense it, it's overwhelming. I don't know how to describe it. I remember years ago thinking, man, crying and laughter are the same expressions. And it's what it feels like. It just feels like you're crying and laughing at the same time. You're releasing and receiving at the same time. You're giving and getting at the same time. I don't know what that means, but I don't even know how much truth there is to it, but I'm just sharing the testimony.